What's up, gamers? Red Dragon here, and we are covering the latest news. So, over the last couple of days, Microsoft has been doing a conference. It's called Microsoft Build 2014. And here they talk about basically everything Microsoft. So they give several hours worth of demos and discussions about from, Windows and tablets and phones to Xbox and everything else, that anything that involves Windows, that's what they talk about, or Microsoft, I mean. So anyway, there were a few things that have been talked about over the last couple of days that did relate to gaming, so I did want to talk about those. So yesterday they were talking about DX12 a little bit. They were also talking about how the new developer tools and programs that they're making, they're trying to make it easier for programmers and developers to be able to build either apps or games and be able to, one, build them faster, but two, make sure that you build them so that you can easily port it across different systems. Which, if you can easily build a game on the PC and easily port it, then that means more PC games coming to tablet, mobile, and Xbox. Or games being able to be easily ported over from Xbox to other platforms as well. So anyway, they said they are making this super efficient so that you can put your apps on several different platforms. And so that is kind of like the future of what Windows is trying to do as well. They want to make it so that you can access this on any device that you have, whether it's your home console or your tablet or your PC, whatever else. So they're trying to combine everything. So that happened yesterday. Today they talked about Azure, the cloud, and they gave a few things. One of the first things they talked about was Titanfall. They started out talking about the tech behind that, and we've discussed that a little bit on this channel. They said during the first week of Titanfall, they said they had over 100,000 servers spin up on Azure. One of the other things they mentioned was the power of the cloud. So a lot of people, have made fun of this and talked about how, it's just BS from Microsoft, and that really cloud computing isn't going to be able to do anything for games. So Microsoft said, they gave a big discussion saying, first we came up with Azure Cloud for, delivering servers. So there's dedicated servers that spin up whenever you need them to. They also talk about how the AI is controlled also in Titanfall as well. And I know a lot of people say, well, the AI is dumb in Titanfall, but I don't know that there's a certain education level that Azure can only reach. Can it only reach 5th grade shooting skills? I highly doubt it. Maybe the programmers just really didn't want them to kill you that often. Maybe that's what really happened. So we'll have to find out about that in the future. But one of the things they did do was demo how cloud computing could actually help graphics in game and give new experiences, is what they said. So what they did was they had a demo. They had 2 PCs hooked up, and they were talking about, this wasn't directed towards Xbox One, I want to point that out. This was actually, they were talking more about PC gaming in this aspect, and how cloud computing was going to help PC gaming as well. So basically, they had 2 PCs. They both said that these were identical machines that were, quote, gaming rigs, and they said well-built gaming rigs, so they didn't give the specific specs about it. But anyway, they had a tech demo that Microsoft had built in-house, and it had a lot of different buildings and objects that you could shoot at and destroy. And if you would fire at the building, it would blow apart, and it would, throw out all these different particles. So all of these particles, as they start flying out, something's got to calculate what is happening to each one of these particles. Like this rock flying out, how far does it fly out? How many times does it spin? Where is it going to land? Where is it going to roll? So there's a lot of different computations, and these are thousands, of objects that are flying out. So on one machine, the frame rates dropped down to pretty much nothing. The machine just couldn't handle it. Whereas on the other machine, it was running at a steady 30 frames per second, and they started doing everything else in game and started running around, showing that you could continue to game while all this was going on in the background. And the only difference was one machine was hooked up and was using cloud computing to calculate the physics of these objects that were flying around. And so they were saying, look, this is a real demonstration of how the cloud can actually do something in game with particles. So anyway, this was just a tech demo. Of course, the real test is whenever this actually is brought to a game, and that's what Microsoft is going to have to do. You can't just show demos, that are in enclosed housing systems, where everything's a perfect environment. You're going to have to be able to bring a game and say, here it is. There you go. We did it, And I think they will, eventually. How fast this will happen, who knows? But definitely the cloud is something that is being talked about this year a whole lot, and not just by Microsoft. It's being talked about by everybody, including Sony. That's what Gaikai is. Whenever you're streaming games, Amazon's talking a lot about it. And of course, Amazon's got their own cloud service that they're in direct competition with Microsoft. So a lot going on this year. Cloud, definitely a buzzword. It's nothing new, but a lot of people are starting to use it in unique ways. Links down below if you want to read more about it, and also check out the demonstration yourself. Stay tuned right here to this channel if you want to stay educated, and stay tuned to VGN. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.